For more on this, we're joined by Lieutenant General Amjad Shoaib, defense analyst from Islamabad. Thank you very much for your time. So today, Pakistan has presented some very hardcore evidence of Indian brutalities in occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Do you think this will instigate the international community to raise voice against the Indian cruelties in the valley?
See, first of all, most of these things are known to the international community, not in that much detail, but of course, these are known because not only our media or we keep on talking about these, but at the same time, they will also have their own information system. But the point is, why don't they listen? There are two very prominent, I think, reasons for that. One is their own hypocrisy, their own national interest, their own vested interest, where they want to fight with India. They don't want to annoy India. That of course is there. But then I think we also do not play our cards well. Today we have held a press conference. We have presented a dossier, and you'll see the matter will end here. Every case is to be pursued vigorously at every forum and continuously for a longer period till such time that you start seeing the results of whatever you have been doing or you are going to do. You must have a result-oriented effort. And once those results start coming in, only then one can say that your effort has been successful. So we just leave it there. We don't try to employ many other means. For example, after presenting this dossier, why don't we hold a conference, let's say a briefing conference of the P5 countries in our own foreign office. And we not only we present the dossier, but we also answer their questions so that they are fully satisfied when they leave our foreign office. Similarly, at many other forums in various countries, we should pursue the matter. We don't do that. And unfortunately, the previous governments, they also didn't pay much attention. All these things are available. Today we have a dossier, but without the dossier even, many things are visible. And our own governments, they were reluctant to talk about it. So that, I think, has been the reason that we have not been able to achieve whatever we wanted to achieve. And now I think is the time. If you recall, last year, end of the last year, we had presented a dossier, again a very powerful dossier, about the Indian activity on the France soil from where they have been perpetrating terrorism against Pakistan. And did you hear anything about that dossier subsequently? I don't think there was any activity. We presented the dossier, we sent the copies to UN, etc., and then we forgot about it. So matters should not be left. I think it suits the international community that from your side there should be a complete silence after you have held the press conference, so that they don't have to be made answerable to whatever the allegations have been leveled against India. So we talk about their double standards, etc., but then we also have our own weaknesses where we do not pursue the matter vigorously and for a long time till we start seeing the results of our efforts.
All right, General Amjad Shoaib, nowadays the world nations are busy highlighting human rights issues in Afghanistan, but they're silent towards the atrocities in Indian occupied Kashmir. What do you think is the reason behind this dual standards approach of the international community?
It's all hypocrisy. If you look at the actions of the international community, most of the Western powers, they have committed huge human rights violations. Even if we talk about various wars which were unleashed by United States, particularly in Iraq and Afghanistan, the atrocities unleashed by them, the human rights violations committed by them, these are there, and so you can we can realize that if they were so sincere about this violation of human rights by others, they wouldn't have committed themselves. So human rights violation is a slogan which perhaps is a tool with the hands of the international community or the big powers, which they use selectively whenever it suits them. So For India, it doesn't suit them, but if India starts defying their own design, the American design or any other design, where they want the Indians' support or Indian involvement, then you'll see this subject of the human rights violation will also come up. But till such time they keep on having cooperation from India for their own objectives, they will never talk about Indian human rights violations. And this is what they have been doing all over the world. They'll start talking about human rights violations, about human rights violations by China in Xinjiang. And next door we have Kashmir, they'll never talk about it. So this is all selective. Yeah, I mean, and all these actions, reactions, and whatever we say, it's not based on any principle. It's not based on any reality or realism. It is all based on your own interest. So I think we should not expect that the international community, once again, after the presentation of this dossier by Pakistan Foreign Office, will have any change of stance as far as India is concerned. See, Turkey and India both have purchased S-400 from Russia. And America has imposed sanctions on Turkey, but they have not imposed sanctions on India. They haven't even talked in public about this deal by India with the Soviet Union, with Russia. So double standards are there. We should expect these double standards from these countries because they don't have any morality. Their stance is not based on any moral values. It is all based on their own national interests. So we should also take care of our own national interests and should not be. We must shame these people and we must keep on harping upon the theme and the dossier that we have presented, the reality which we have brought out. We should not leave these things at their mercy. We should keep on hammering until such time we start receiving some kind of response from the international community in our favor. We should not leave these issues.
Right. Now, how much do you think India's ambitions of bringing demographic changes in the occupied valley go against the international law, particularly the UN Resolution 47?
See, this is illegal. You can't change the demography of any disputed territory. And at the same time, I think it is inhuman too, because you are trying to eliminate the culture of a particular community, their identity. You are also trying to obliterate their type of living that they have, and you also are trying to defy that principle of democratic existence of a community. So, unfortunately, again, we have not been able to highlight. I remember that this Indian intention was being talked about at various forums by various other institutions and various other, I would say, the think tanks and organizations. Some 15 years ago, this was brought out. And now it is going on unabated. Now the Indians, they are in a hurry. They are issuing the citizenship certificates to everyone from South India and elsewhere. So they don't have to live there, but they will have the right of voting. So whenever there is a plebiscite, whenever there is a government to be formed and there are elections, all these people, they'll be rushed from various parts of India and they'll come out to Kashmir and start voting. And that is how you will have ultimately a minority converted into a majority artificially, and then they will hold the government and it will be a Hindu predominant government. So these are very dangerous signs which we had known much in advance. These trends were there and we could see the Indian plan. But our previous governments, first of all, they never talked about it. And even this government, they talk about it, but thereafter they do not pursue the matter where the things go wrong.
Lieutenant General Amjad Shoaib, thank you very much for talking to Indus News.